Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good. I hope you guys can all hear me okay, as I had audio problems before, but I thought I would come on here for a little bit just to chat about the game. Arsenal have beaten Ipswich 1-0. Havertz scored a goal in the first half, and yeah, I thought our performance was it wasn't the most exciting match. I think we can all say for that. Yeah, not very exciting. It's a bit of a dull, boring match. I'll be honest with you, I did expect what I expect from Ipswich. I mean, they're very hard to break down and score against, but we had our moment. Havertz was at the right place at the right time. But I did expect a bit more. It's very tough right now without Saka as well, and we don't have a lot of options from these players as well. Obviously Sterling as well, he's injured, and I'd be interested to see when he gets back how he's going to be. But yeah, it's not the same about Saka. It doesn't feel quite right. But yeah, it's not been the most exciting game of football today at all. I was expecting a little bit better. With the lineup, I'm not surprised. I think that's we have been seeing recently. That's the sort of lineup we're going to go with. Havertz obviously scored, so I'm happy he did start. Obviously, Partey didn't start. Rice played. To be fair, Rice, in that midfield when he went off, you really realised how important he is. Um, but yeah, I think he has such an important role in the team. But yeah, the lineup didn't really surprise me. It's so tough right at the moment in the attack. We really are desperate for someone to come in and completely help us with that. So yeah, I do hope we can bring some players in January to help us. If even if that's not the striker, if we're going to bring someone in the summer, that's fine. But for now, we need someone that's really going to improve us, because if you look at last season to this season, our attack looks completely different. And I know we've faced more injuries this season, but we look so different this season. We're not as exciting to watch, I believe. I mean, this game wasn't great at all. Um, but you know what? We've ended the year on a positive note. We've got a win. We're second now. Chelsea slipped up, which I was very, very happy about. We just got to keep winning our games now. I mean, I personally am not too fussed how we win our games. It's still a long season ahead. We've still got a lot of tough games to play. The Anfield one is going to be the one where we're going to have to go in that and win. Um, but yeah, it is a tough one really, because Liverpool are so good at the moment. They're on fire. We've got to hope they drop points. And the thing is, they have been dropping points, but so have we. And that has been the most annoying thing, because we could have capitalised on that, won our games, but we haven't. So we're in this position now where we're 9 points behind them. Obviously, they've got a game in hand, which I expect them to win. Everton, I'll be honest with you, they've done pretty good against the top teams. I watched them against Man City, and then Man City going through a rough patch, but I did think to myself, no wonder we struggled against them, because they're very, very hard to break down. Um, so yeah, it's you can't really write that game off. You never know what's going to happen in that, but we're still a little bit away from them. And to be honest with you, if Liverpool continue what they're doing, they will deserve to win the league. But yeah, it's still, we still got a bit of time. Obviously at the moment we could just speak about this win, because it was sort of a result performance to me. Like, we got the result, that's what matters. And I wanted to also say great to see Santi Cazorla back at the Arsenal. I love to hear his chant going around. Reminded me of old times again. But yeah, I can't really complain. I thought that was a really, really nice moment from the fans to do that. Um, Big up, hope you're good, hope you're well. Always lovely to see you in the chat. And big up yourself that's watching off Twitter. Hey, so hope you're okay. I think we did very well, especially after the run we have had, and also with Ipswich having 10 in the box, created some exciting chances. Yeah, I think there was a few really good chances that we had. I know Declan Rice had a really good chance that second half from the corner. But like you said, them defending so well, it was tough to break them down. We didn't have an awful lot of chances in the second half, really. We had a few, but it was very, very tough to break them down. But I think defensively, we did a really good job on the counter attack. Like, I was really, really happy with everything that we did. So I think it was a defensive, a good job, a happy job. I'm happy with defensively, like Timber as well. He was good. Um, but I just wanted us to go at it a bit more than we did. But yeah, a bit disappointing that we didn't really, like to have scored a few more goals really. But I think to end the year on a win, that's important. And that's something that we can be happy with. But I do want to see a bit better from the team going forward, but we've had a big run. I'm just happy we're able to win because Man City are going through a really big rough patch. Like, it's crazy what's going on at Man City right now. Um, yeah, we've just got to keep winning our games and really hope Liverpool do slip up. But if we can't, we just gotta hope we can finish second, get as close to Liverpool as we can. That's all we can do right now because they're so good, they're so hard to beat, and it is a bit frustrating how good they are. Um, yeah, it's just gonna read this. Can't remember if I read it. For Odegaard was poor. Yeah, he didn't have the best game. Hope you're good, Michael. Lovely to see you in the chat. Yeah, Odegaard was a bit poor. I did think at one point he was gonna go off injured because he literally had quite a few moments. Where I was a bit like, really, Odegaard, like, just stay in the game. I was really worried he was gonna go off injured because we cannot afford any injuries right now. Um, so yeah, I was relieved he obviously was able to play a full game, but I think the performance was a little bit rusty. It wasn't great. I think the attack, it's just not. It's been a problem for a while, and we've known it, but obviously not really seeing much change right now. And we've got to just go until January and really hope we're going to bring someone in. I'm not too sure we will bring anyone in. Really, I'm not too sure about that. Um, but we have to. If we want to win the league, we have to bring someone in. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a striker right now, but if it's a winger, that's great because in these games, I would love to have given Sterling a chance, but obviously he's injured now. But when Sterling's back, I would give him a chance to see what he can do. But we literally have no options on the bench. I mean, when there is another player that we should give him a chance because he's not really done much. Lewis Skelly's been starting and he's been doing great, but I would like to see us play Wagneri a little bit more than what we're doing, because I think it'd be great for him to get these chances to play. And yeah, I think he's a very, very good player as well. Good result, but poor performance. I'm actually worried for the next upcoming games. We need signings urgently. Yes, definitely. Our performances have been just so lethargic. I think we do know last season we were much better. This season, it's been very different to how we want it to be. But yeah, we're just gonna have to hope and pray that our performances can get better. But it's so hard when, especially Saka not being in our attack, because he's a big part of why we've been doing so well. And yeah, we definitely have to bring in some reinforcements in January, absolutely, because we're just not doing great at all in our attack. It's like our weakness, really. Um, I mean. Actually, sorry, I forgot to read this. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, Mugs. Please do like and subscribe, guys. If you are watching this, guys, it'd be very, very much appreciated if you could like this video. Do subscribe if you're new here as well. As I'd be very much appreciated. With injuries to Saka and Sterling, do you think we'll be tempted to take Nacho or Rashford? I think Rashford. I think we would be tempted. Um. It's a tough one with Rashford. I'm open to it, but he wouldn't be my first choice, really. Um, I I just don't think he would. But at the same time, in January, these teams are going to want to keep their players, so yeah, it's going to be very tough on who we do bring in. But if we didn't bring anyone in January, then we have only got ourselves to blame because yes, right now there's a bit of a gap between us and Liverpool, but we can close that if we really bring, if we bring in like a winger or two wingers on the left or right or whatever we do. If we bring players in, you could really say, we've tried our best to really improve the second half of the season. But if we don't, then I think we've got ourselves to blame because we've had our chance and we've not really taken it. I don't think we're going to do anything massive in January. If we don't bring anyone in, I would be very disappointed. I'd be quite shocked, really, but in a way, I don't know if I'd be that surprised. But we do have to bring players in because these injuries are stacking up Saka. I don't know when Saka's going to be back. I've heard so many mixed things, like he's back in 6 weeks, he's back in March. So I have no idea when he's back. I don't think he's going to be back for a while. Um, so yeah, it's a shame we've lost out with Saka. It's really devastating because he's really sort of been the spine, like Odegaard has been the spine to this team and how we attack. And I miss him already. It's going to be very very tough. I think because Jesus didn't really score today, and I was hoping he would. Um, I don't know. I would have liked Jesus to do a bit more today. I know he had a chance early on, which was offside, so fair play. But I just want to see a bit more from him. We want to see these goals continuing. Um, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't continue. But I do want to see him do it more often with Havertz. Obviously, great Havertz got a goal today. Um, Yosef, how are you doing? We got Ravi, hope you're good. How was the game? I think you should be glad you didn't see it because it wasn't very exciting. Yeah, it was just a bit flat, I thought, in our attack. That's all I could really say about it. But I also think credit to Ipswich because they defended really well. Um, I will be honest though and say I never felt they were ever going to really score. I don't think they were that threatening. In defensive, as a team, they were great defensively, but I think Raya would probably say he was quite comfortable there. But I do think we should have made it harder for their keeper, and we didn't. Like I feel like he could just relax, just be in there. But yeah, we should have made it more harder for him, and I'm disappointed that we didn't really. Johnny, hope you're good. Lovely to see you in the chat. The thing is, if you had a more substantial attack, no matter how difficult or easy the game is, you would have took Ipswich a comfortable 2-0 win without having to stretch over Saka. Yeah, that's the thing. Like going into this game, I never really thought it would be like 3-1 or 3-0. Or I think I predicted. I don't know if I did a video. I cannot. I did a video actually, but I don't know what prediction was. But I put I think my prediction yesterday was like 2 and Arsenal. Like I didn't think it would be like a 4-0. There was people saying 4-0. I was like, no, we're never gonna win 4-0. But I just want to see more from our attack, and I don't know. I just feel a bit. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm really happy we've won, and the result right now is important. But I do feel a bit deflated because our attack last season was so much better. Don't get me wrong, last season we needed a striker then. We needed more players then. But this season we're just our squad feels quite thin. Like defensively, I'm not worried. I feel like we've got quite a few players to help out. The midfield, Jorginho can come in, Waneri if we need someone to change the game or help. Look at our attack, it's just Sterling, Trossard, Martinelli, I mean, Havertz, Jesus. With those players, you look on paper, those players should be doing more. Like, don't get me wrong, I think we sort of know what Havertz can bring to the team. Like, he can score us goals, but he's not going to win us the league. Jesus can score goals, he can go on a good run, but he's not going to win us the league. So it's just tough, really. I think this season we're really figuring out who is good enough, which of these players are really going to get us to that next level. Because I think defensively, I think we've got a very good, defense. I mean, I like Tierney. I'd be happy for him to stay, but I think defensively, I got no worries there. It's just our attack. Don't think it excites me enough, and that's the problem that we're having. And I'm worried about January. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm worried. Big up AFC always. I hope you're good. Um, so big up. Arteta spent 800 million, and Wanyeri was the only one on the bench as an attacking option. It's a disgrace. You know what? When it's said like that, it's even worse because Arteta and Eddie. I mean, Eddie's not here now, but I presume they've both done this collectively. Brought these players in. Um, But like you said, the bench is just so there's nothing there. Like Neri, don't get me wrong, he's a great player, but it's also not fair on him to put the pressure on him to rely on him to win us games or to make that difference. I mean, him himself will be happy to come on and help us, but like you said, we should be having these options on the bench to help us when we need it. And no injuries can't be helped. And that's not on Arteta, but Arteta should have brought the right players in. I think I've said this so many times. I do think the transfer window has caused us a lot of problems this season. Um, I can't understand why we haven't brought a striker in. Like, I speak about it almost on every video. Why I haven't brought a striker in? And a lot of you ask me these questions. I honestly don't know why we haven't brought a striker in. Um, because like Aubameyang, we never replaced him. The Ketis left, we never replaced him, and it is really frustrating, honestly. So yeah, it's when you put it like that, it's not good. I mean, I think most of the signings have been good, but I think some of the signings that we've made haven't necessarily been in priority. Like, don't get me wrong, Marino will come good, and I'm sure of that. But you look at him, we need players that are going to make an impact in this team. Someone like Declan Rice has come into this Arsenal team, clicked straight away. And I do think he really helped us last season. I know we didn't win the league, but we were just, really close. And I think having players like him really helped us move to that next level. But right now, I just don't think we're making the best signings. And yeah, Sterling's an interesting one. Like, I hope when he comes back from injury, things will improve, but I don't think he's going to start over, Martinelli and Trossard, Jesus. So, yeah, I think you make a good point here that it's a win, it's a good result, but if you're looking at the bigger picture, the result isn't good enough, and it's a problem that we're going to have, and it's a long season ahead. And if we're not going to make any changes in the January transfer window, then it is going to be a long season for us, and it's going to be tough for us, and that's what I'm really worried about. Um, I mean, even Saka in this team, we need a striker anyway. We need a winger with Saka in this team. We need more players. And I just, in January, I don't know who's out there right now. I don't know who would come here. I mean, I've said throughout Eze, I think would be a good option to have. Obviously, I'd want to bring a striker in January. If I was Arteta, I would do that, but I don't think we're going to bring anyone like a striker in January. I think January is a weird time. It's not really usually when people make those big signings. It's usually like a quiet time of the season. So I don't really know what we're going to do. Like, do you guys think we're going to make any changes? Because if you ask me, I'm not convinced we're going to make, a lot of changes to this team in January, but I know we need to. After tonight, it's not good enough really. Our performances haven't been good enough. And yeah, I'm just hoping that our performances do get better, because I'm just a bit yeah, I feel a bit deflated, but result wise, we can be happy with that result. Man City, I watched them the other day. I thought, yes, they had good moments, but if you're not able to take your chances, you're not going to win your games. And we took our chance today. I know it wasn't the prettiest of goals, but I'm happy for Havertz to, get that goal today. Obviously that'll help him with his confidence. I know he's not really playing in the position that he'd want to, but if he's doing his job, he's doing his job, and I can't complain. Big up AFC always. So I hope you and your family and loved ones had a great Christmas. Thank you so much. We did thank you. I hope you and your loved ones had a lovely Christmas too. I hope everyone here that is watching also had a lovely Christmas. It was actually quite strange, yesterday on Boxing Day not watching Arsenal. It was weird watching everyone else and you just sitting back. And to be fair with you, other than the Liverpool result, I think everything went away. And it was quite nice to watch it, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, it was weird yesterday for Arsenal. But yeah, it's gonna be a longer season. I feel I'm gonna speak actually now about our fixtures coming up. I know we don't play till the 1st of January, so yeah, our last game of 2024. We've left it on a high, which I'm very happy about. But I'm just gonna read a few fixtures. We obviously got Brentford, which is gonna be a very weird one because I think they're inconsistent, but they do score early on, and I do feel like there'll be a bit of a tough task for us. Brighton, another Brighton. Brighton's that team for us where we always struggle. Um, I'm excited but nervous for this one. We've got obviously Newcastle in the semi-final. For that game, we've just got to win that. Really, I think if you're looking at it, you'd really want to score 3 goals or something because we've got to go to their ground and it's going to be hard to score there. And then we've got United in the FA Cup. So I think the Premier League games that we have on next few are winnable. I would like to see an encouraging performance in them. I'll be honest, I'm nervous about the cup games because Newcastle, a weird one. Yeah, it's always interesting. Um, and also, I'm also interested about United because I've been watching them and they've not been great to watch, but it wouldn't surprise me if they all of a sudden just turned up and won that. I would feel a bit, deflated if we lost to United in that, but yeah, I think the cup games we've definitely got to take them seriously this season. Um, but yeah, I think it's gonna have to be a must win these games coming up. It's a big schedule coming up. I'll be honest, I'm happy the team got Christmas off to have a rest. But yeah, I think it's promising how we're feeling. Like the results, we're getting the results. We just need to see better performances. But obviously, we're second. Happy Chelsea lost. That was really good for us. Big up Niall. I hope you're good. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. Great win, Sophie. Want to say Merry Christmas. Hope you had a great Christmas. Thank you so much, Niall. I appreciate that. I hope you had a lovely Christmas with your loved ones as well. Do appreciate you tuning into my show tonight as well. And yeah, obviously, really, really appreciate you all joining in as well. I'm going to stay on until this is on 30 minutes. I've just wanted to come on, chat about the game tonight. And I know it's a late one. I do appreciate all of you that are joining in. And I'm just glad that you're all joining me today. I hope you all did have a lovely Christmas. Hope you all do as well have a happy new year as well. If you guys have any questions you want to send me in about Arsenal, I'll happily answer them as well. But yeah, obviously, I didn't know I expected to go into this game, to be fair, because I knew they would be quite good defensively, but I just thought we would be a bit better. The attack wasn't great today. But I think if you're looking ahead, we do have to perform a lot better. We really, really do. It's not been good from us today. Um, but it's a result business sometimes, and we did our job in a way to get that result. Um, and yeah, it's not great at all from us. But I also want to speak about as well. Havertz did get the player um of the match. I'm pretty sure. Do you know? I don't really know who I felt would deserve player of the match because I just felt like it was a bit of a flat performance. Like he got the winner, and I'm really happy for him. But I just don't know like if that deserves the play of the game. But yeah, I just felt surprised. But it's actually interesting to see Havertz and Jesus play together because I think it's nice to have one of them come off the bench because I think Jesus has earned his right to start and play because he's been scoring a lot of goals. He's doing very good recently. And that's the thing with Jesus because it is in him to do that. He can do it. But I just don't think we'd really see. I don't think we're going to see him score 20, 25 goals, you know, um, per season. I think it's more likely maybe 10. I mean, he can help us in the Champions League, but I don't think he's sort of the answer now to our problems that we're having. Um, I just wanted to read his comment here because I wanted to speak a bit about the window as well. I want to see Kukure. Yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's been under the radar a little bit for a while, but Wolves have got some really good players. And they've actually been doing a lot better now under their new manager. But I would definitely like to have him at Arsenal. Um, but like I said, the January transfer window, it's a strange one, really, isn't it? Because I know players. I don't know what it's like as a player, but I don't think they'd mind moving. But I think the team, the manager, will always like to keep them. But it's a weird time with the January transfer window because I know these players are probably happy there, or but I think you come to Arsenal, you know, you're gonna if whoever we sign in January, if we do, they're gonna obviously come to help us win the league or, you know, challenge that level. So it's gonna be a big ask for whoever comes to really step up because we need to see that from these players because we need to be winning the league, guys. We've been challenging for the league for like quite a few seasons now. Um so I do want to see it happen because we deserve this as fans. We need to win the league. But like I said, we have the cup games coming up. So if we didn't win the league, I would be happy winning an FA Cup, the League Cup as well. Because I know some fans don't really like the League Cup. But if we win it, you know, I'm not going to complain. It's a trophy, and yeah, I can't really complain about that. But it's going to be an interesting sort of line up with these cup games. I'd want us to go strong in these cup games because I think we're capable of winning them. I think we can definitely get to that final of the Carrow Cup. I think it would be against Liverpool. I mean, I'm go for it if it's Spurs, and that's that's absolutely batter them and go for it and win it. But I just don't know what to expect in that game. But yeah, I think the cup games are definitely winnable. And you know, don't get me wrong, if we came second and we won an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup, I'd be happy with that. I'd be very content with that, and I'd feel like we have progressed in the cups. But I'd also feel like with the league, if we come second and say we're 6 points behind Liverpool or something, I'd probably say we've not improved in the league because I don't remember the points last season, but I think we were like 2 points behind Man City. Like we were top, and yeah, they won all their games. So I think for me, I would feel a bit deflated if we didn't win the league. But I know it's a big ask now because Liverpool are on fire, and we've really had our chance to close the gap. And we've, like I said before, we couldn't make the most of that, and that's what's so disheartening. But I think we've got to just look forward now and just deal with what we have. And like I said, we've got, you know, Brentford, Brighton, we can win those games. It's not going to be easy, but if we get the results we need, the cup games, I think the cup games I'm probably more focused on because I think that is our best chance of silverware this season. And we know this season we have to win silverware, like that is a must. Silverware is definitely something that we have to have this season. I mean, I wouldn't really want to win the League Cup on its own, if I'm being honest. Like I would like to win an FA Cup. But honestly, we I think we have to finish second this season. Um, I think if we finish third, that would be for me a massive. I would. It'd be disappointing, but I'd feel as though we haven't improved. As well, which isn't great at all. Um, so imagine if Man City don't get top four. I mean, the way things are going, I don't think they are going to get it, are they? I mean, do you know what I was thinking, right? With Man City, I do feel as though Rodri is sort of the spine of the team. I mean, we spoke about Haaland. Someone asked me a while ago who would be the biggest loss of the Man City team, Haaland or Rodri. And at the time, Haaland was doing really well, and I honestly felt like I always felt Rodri was definitely going to be more missed. Rodri won't get you the goals Haaland gets, but he really is that spine to that team, and you can really see how missed he is. I do also think the team have given up a little bit. They don't. They're just quite. I don't know what it is, but something just doesn't feel right at Man City at the moment. Um, Obviously, I don't think Pep should be sacked because what they've gave him, like what Pep has gave that club, is incredible. And you know, just because you have one off season doesn't mean that you're a bad manager at all. So I think it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying the downfall of it. It's brilliant because what they've put us through the last few years, it feels nice. But and for Haaland, I'm absolutely loving it. Like I do like Pep, and a part of me does feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for anyone else there at that club there, I'll be honest and say that, but for him, I do quite like him. So I wouldn't be surprised if Amaran walks, he's that manager that will do that. I do feel for him, you know, because I think he seems like a nice person, and I think he's really trying. And if we're being honest, at this moment in time, there's only so much he can do because he can play certain players or change the system, but he can't really do much than that until the transfer window opens in January. Um, and I do feel bad for him, I really do, because you really know these players are so many of these players just aren't good enough, but he can't do much. But then on the other hand, if you look at it, the Wolves manager's come in and he's got so much out of these players. They've started winning games, they've started believing again. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I think he needs time for sure. He needs a few windows to really bring his players in. But I just don't know which players he would bring in, if I'm being honest, because it's a long season for him. But if he walks like you said, AFC always, you wouldn't really be surprised by it. Big up Paul, I hope you're good. Big up Sophie, hope you're doing well. I'm good, thank you. I hope you are okay too. Hope you had a lovely Christmas with your family, your friends, your loved ones, and always lovely to see you in the chat. Good win for Arsenal. Not a great performance, but main thing it's got the win. Definitely, I think that's the sort of feeling that we're getting after this game is that it wasn't a good win. Like it wasn't a good performance for the win, but getting the result sometimes is the most important thing, and with that, I can't really argue with that because I feel quite happy with the win. Obviously, we took our chance where we needed to. Because those first 20 minutes, I was thinking to myself, "Are we actually going to score? Is it going to be one of those games?" And when Havertz scored, I was hoping that more goals would sort of flow through, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And it just felt really hard to break them down, but I do really hope we can, see better performances come in. Like I said, we've got some fixtures coming up that won't be easy at all, but if we're able to go on a good run now, get a few wins, then that'll be obviously really, really good for us. And we need to see that definitely. But it wasn't wasn't the prettiest performance. I think that's how a lot of us feel right now. It wasn't, a good performance at all. And I think the performances this season, like I said, there has been a big drop to last season. Like last season, I know we had a bit of a problem, and went on. We struggled to score like before Dubai. Whatever happened in Dubai had changed us. Um, but yeah, I think after that we went on a really good run and we couldn't stop scoring. So I can't really complain in that sense. But I think last season, like we said, we scored 5 against Chelsea. Like that just wouldn't happen this season, and that's what's really disappointing because I really want to see that happen for us. But I think I think for this season we've just got to hope these goals can continue. But I just think this how we've played. Like some games, don't get me wrong, we've been amazing to watch. Other times, I just feel like there's been a big drop in our performances. And I don't think it's just one player, I don't think it's everyone, because I do think Gabriel and Saliba this season have been, perfect, almost perfect to watch. Califoria, I've enjoyed watching him. Timber's been superb. Timber, if we're being honest, he's probably been our standout player right now. He's done really good considering he's had such a big ACL injury. He's done a very, very good job. But I just think our attack this season, like we said last season, we've needed a striker and we've just not brought one in for whatever reason that is, and it's causing us problems right now. Um, I love this. Good answer this. Question for Sophie: what team is to Banter FC, Spurs or United? Who takes the crown? Me will always be the scum down the lane. Well, to be honest with you, they are just as bad as each other right now. But yeah, I think I do agree with you. I think Spurs are just as bad. I mean, I think they're both right now. They're both as bad as each other. But yeah, I think I'd give that crown to Tottenham really because I think it's absolutely crazy how they can beat Man City and then just fall apart like this. It's just, I don't know. I mean, Ange's got a massive job on his hands. On honesty, I think he deserves better. I think he could do really well at a different club, but him being at Spurs is just not working. Like, it's not even, I can't say it's his fault. I'm not saying he's perfect actually, but Conte's been at Spurs. So many good managers have gone to Spurs, and it's just been awful. It just doesn't work out. Um, it's yeah, it hasn't been good for him. I mean, I think when a manager comes in, there's always that new manager bounce, but after a while, it does go away, and you're sort of having to manage with what you have. And I do wonder the transfer window about United. What are they going to do? What Spurs going to do? What a lot of teams going to do in this transfer window? Because, like I've just said, it's going to be a big job for those teams to really get that. The top four spot, I do also wonder who is going to get that. Because let's also say Forest have done very good this season. Um, I think Villa were quite high up as well, so I'm definitely interested to see what happens there. It's going to be interesting to see who is going to get a top four spot. But I think we've got to focus on getting the league if we can. If not, second again would be a bit devastating for us because I want us to do better and aim a bit better, but there's not much we can do if Liverpool do not slip up. We need them to slip up, but I don't think they will. Like, I don't know, can we go to Anfield and win? I don't know if we can. I think we can get a draw at Anfield. I think that's more realistic, but I don't actually know when we go to Anfield, but if Saka's not back as well, then we've not really got a great chance as well in our attack. But like I said, if we've been players in January, then I think we've got good chances of things. But if we're just having the squad we have now, then I don't think there's much hope there for us. But guys, I've literally forgotten how long I've been chatting for. I will round the stream up in a couple of minutes. I do really appreciate all of you joining me. It's been so fun to do this tonight. I'm just happy we got that win. Like I said, not the most exciting performance, but sometimes it doesn't have to be. If you get that result, then that's the most important thing to do. And I think, we've done our job. Let's just see what happens on the 1st of January. We have a few days until then. And I would be interested as well. Are we going to go with the same lineup? Are we going to see something different? That's another thing that I'm definitely interested to see what happens with that. But big up everyone that has joined my chat tonight. It's been very much appreciated. But if you are new here, please do subscribe. It would help my channel so much. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. It has very much appreciated. I've enjoyed the stream tonight. Like I said, do subscribe if you like this video. Do share the stream also, which would help my channel. And I hope you all do have a lovely evening. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.